Ori and Reverence already going at one another. Knock up onto Reverence, trying to see. Actually went for a silence play on the succubus earlier while I was trying to get a music. While I was trying to get some tunes up and running. Gonna be a reflect up for Reverence, but knocked up in the air, cannot avoid going up whenever the starburst collides. Even if you have spell reflect. Wait. Is the spell reflect even functioning? So on the UI it says you got spell reflect, but I know you don't. Gonna be a quick CC onto Ori, hitting him with the fell flame, dropping down the board, trying to force out the domination, that fell bond's ability, just trying to see if he can control Ori as best as possible. The Druid did pop a Barsk in order to see if he can maybe survive this. For some reason on Reverence on the UI, it looks like you got a permanent reflect. So maybe you didn't even have reflect there. Gonna be Infernal crashing down the side, but it's gonna get knocked out by Ori. Them starbursts are gonna be booping things up in the air. Gonna be a quick reflect for Reverence as the Star Surge comes out. Actually gonna get Ori kind of low on health, but Reverence is now feeling the rain of Ori's dots. Gonna swing around the corner with a quick cancel. Silence over to Ori by Ori on the last second. Quick succubus CC to try to control the Druid some more as another cancel goes up with full cooldowns on the fear to lock down Ori. Second cancel right after. Ori could be feeling pain here. Gonna be a blasphemy joining the fight. Got himself friends to reach a flesh cap for flesh cap as Reverence and Ori do go for a bit of a reset, but that blasphemy should hopefully get some puncturing damage onto that flesh cap. Gonna be Reverence getting booped upwards. I think at that point maybe he just walked into one, or maybe just spawned on top of him, trying to see if he can set up a decimating bolt versus Ori. That's going to be incinerates to follow. Ori is a druid, however. As long as you're in bear form, as long as you're in cat form or travel form, the succubus or the incubus can't crowd control you. Gonna be the pet actually crashing down. All those dots are rotting it down. Reverence trying to go for a quick fear, maybe a pet summon. Does he realize he got no pet? Maybe just gonna go for Soulfire. Either way, quick summon on the succubus. Mad, what is that bulb, by the way? That Soulfire look really cool when it's green. That actually looks awesome. Ori actually getting kind of low on health. Does Reverence have enough to finish him off? Knocked back by Ori. It looks like Ori is just looking for a little bit of a re-heal. Reverence at no health whatsoever. Got himself a wall. Really reflect. Trying to see if he can push up versus Ori. The Incubus or the Succubus continues to eat the Starburst back to back. Wrath onto Reverence. Star starts to fall and Ori does end up melting him down with dots. That was actually a very close duel between the two. I'm actually kind of surprised. Chicago gonna be up next on their big old Drake. I love that Nether Drake design. I feel like it's a fantastic mount. That is a good looking mount. This TBC Nether Drake, I feel like, even if it doesn't have the highest of textures, the highest of quality, it is a solid design. I feel like it's a design that basically does well, whether in TBC or whether in current WoW. It has like a longevity to it. Big chain harvest by Chicago. Trying to see if they can push up Ori over the edge here. Bashed by the Druid is looking to swing away. Going for the mobility. I think they're going for the power shifting switches. I don't know where you got that movement speed from. I don't know if you rewarded yourself. But I think he may have a PvP talent whenever he pops out of form. He gets movement speed. Already trying to see if he can blast on Chicago with big CDs. Gonna be a quick cycle into Chicago. Trying to go for a little bit of healing. Chicago holding on to that shrink and holding on until the right moment. This is going to be Ori with a couple of Rats and Star Surges, but that's going to go into the grounding totem. Picking up a Starbird, trying to see if he can get Chicago booped upwards. It's going to go for a bit of a knock-up with a Silence, trying to see if maybe Star Surge will do a trick. That's going to be a quick witch here. As Ori trying to go for a bit of a Flesh Cut, doesn't get himself that much value. He's hanging out next to another Starburst. It's going to be able to boop Chicago upwards, and that's able to slow Chicago down whenever they boop him up in the air. Second boop right after. Chicago didn't take nearly as much damage this time around. Whenever Ori has himself on Eclipse, those Starbursts really do a lot of damage. They are astral damage, so you want to have at least a nature or a solar or a lunar eclipse. Ori trying to see if he can avoid the capacitor totem to try to boom himself off the side, kind of like he's in a wrestling ring, trying to go to the one end and kind of slingshot him across back to the center, trying to avoid the capacitor. Very well done. Sunder Warbaker reversal by Ori. Silence out in Chicago while standing inside of the beam. They are silenced. Quick knockup by the Druid. Does get Chicago super low. Has a wall if they need to. Trinket available. Missing. No, not missing. The interrupt. Actually catching it. Another knockup onto Chicago. Super extremely low. And Ori does end up taking him out with yet another Starburst, being able to juggle Chicago back to back like that is just incredible. Incredible. An incredible kid that a Druid has that no other class has. And it's something you have to do, something you have to play weirdly for, right? You have to go out of your way to pick up these Starbursts in order to grab them. So positionally, it's kind of like a big deal. So the fact that Ori can do it, utilizing the mobility, utilizing the crowd control while chaining those Starbursts back to back as part of his quote-unquote burst is actually kind of impressive. Another knockup onto the Berserk is going to be up next, trying to get the leads onto Ori. And Ori is going to be backing up out of there. waiting out for his big cooldowns. Berserk and Bear from looking for a bit of recovery, maybe a reset as we're heading into that 9-minute mark. 28% dampener, boys. So big damage out of Berserk, going in for the big Berserk gameplay with a full Thrash build. Does he play the tier set? I'm sorry, I might have not actually seen the tier set out of the Berserk, so I'm not really sure if he does have it or not. Big knockup by Ori yet again. Wards up for a second. Has the damage rolling. Silence Berserk. Oh, locked out. Only thing he can do is hop into bear form, pop the frenzy region, hope for the recovery little by little. And that's essentially all he could do, but locked out. The Berserk in the frenzy region takes a second or two to really get itself going. Poe gonna be up next. Quick sounds to Ori, trying to see if he can stop the Cyclones bash onto Poe, but it's gonna be Ori backing up onto the Poe, not really committing anything, taking a full Starburst right after. Poe already found himself actually kind of not low on health, but getting lower. And Poe looking for a full recovery. Silence by the Druid in cap onto Ori. BDB down, but Poe, does he have Lexi? He doesn't, so he's trying to see if he can maybe make the damage happen with BDB, but can't quite lock down Ori in one place. Ori going for the bash. No chicken available. Trying to see if he can reverse the damage onto Poe. Karma right after. Ori has to play defensive. Barkskin with the bear form. Frenzy region has to do everything he can to recover. Is still picking up Surfers. That's going to add the Karma damage onto Ori, but I think he's just trying to see if he can break through that Karma. The dampened harm is going to allow Poe some reduction of damage, but now he's actually just fully naked out in the open. No defenses. Good cap onto Ori, but he picked up a Cerberus bow with no help whatsoever. Lexi just, oh, he just walked into it. He just walked into it. Are you kidding me? He actually just walked into the Starburst. Oh no. Oh no, Poe. He literally walked at the guy with no defenses, trying to get some damage rolling with the Starburst. It's like the best defensive is the best offensive ability and the best defensive. If you can just get one of those stars orbiting around you, especially against melee classes, there's only so much they can do about it. Alpha is going to be up next versus Ori. Starting off strong, Ori got all the dots rolling in. Starfall silence immediately as Alpha is trying not to let him out of his sight. Get himself the grippy hand, maybe grip. No, the grippy hand and maybe the grip was used at the same time. IBF out of Alpha is very, very early though. Stun into Ori with a transformed pet. That's still going to be Ori continuing to run, trying to avoid any damage from the death or the pet. Actually, is doing kind of decent job. We are getting into that higher dampening though. 13 minutes in a duel, 50% dampener. That's going to be full Army of the Dead joining in for Alpharus. But Ori with a quick cyclone while walking away from him, picking up a Starburst, but the ghouls are looking to grab that star. My god, dude, I love these Starburst plays with Ori. It's actually so good. It's actually so good. Ori continued to spawn Starbursts back to back, but that pet is going to eat almost all of them. Ori is still trying to reposition. Looks like he was trying to go for a Starburst. Another one spawning right next to him. Could grab it if he wants to. Bear form is going for the Starburst immediately. Looks like the pet is going to eat all of them. Eventually, the pet is going to die. It's actually got that execute thing around it. It's got that Necrolord execute effect around it. Sounds like Ori. Alvarez had no health whatsoever. The pet most likely will be dying. Actually, the pet did die. Pass it to Alvarez. Does Ori have enough damage? Sounds like a DK. Does he have more? The dots are running down. I think it may be over. Does give himself a little bit of a shield, but I think it still is over, and Ori does end up taking it. I can't believe it. This man is a monster. Look at the amount of damage this guy can do. My goodness. Ori, my man. You kidding me, dude? Oh my goodness. Ori is actually just incredible. All that Starburst play, that's actually insane.